So welcome back to the channel. We have another project on the go at the moment. So we've still got the T2, we're still doing bits and bobs to that. That's currently needing a wheel bearing and some gear linkages, so that's currently going to be one of the next videos along as well. But I just wanted to update you because we've actually got rid of the Porsche. So I don't know if you remember from the start, we had a Porsche Boxster in red. Now the idea with that was to do 911 front end. Basically we were told bumper and headlights were practically the same and you just take off and put back on. That was not the case. So in order to do that, we then needed to change the front wings. Now they were, I think, three to £400 each for the two. So I just decided that I didn't really want to spend any more money on the front end, and essentially sort of like it would still be a Boxster, it wasn't going to be a 911. So I've currently got those parts ready to go, the front end and the headlights, but we're now on to a new project. So I will give you a tour. I will show you the good bits, bad bits, give you a bit of a rundown of what's happened, and tell you what we're going to do going forward. And here is the new car. So it is a 2009 Audi TTS in obviously the white, which I absolutely love them in the white. I just think they look so nice in the white. So bit of a story, we bought this car undamaged, and as you can see, or if I go a bit closer, it's now damaged, and that was not through me. So basically it was parked up outside my house. It was at that stage where you come out and you check your car in the morning, and as I checked it, there was a big scuff down the side of it, which was lovely. Nobody knocked on. My wheels that were completely immaculate now have scuff marks on them, so I've now got to get them refurbed as well. But yeah, that's the damage that I came out to. So what I'll do is I'll show you around the rest of the car. So it does need a little bit of paintwork. There is a couple of blemishes on the car as well. So particularly with like the front bumper at the bottom, there's a couple of marks, you know, stone chips, stuff like that. I mean, it's 2009, so it's going to have some marks on it. There was some marks we bought it with on the door, which is here and here, which we knew about those anyway, but yeah, we're looking like we're going to have to probably respray, because the bumper at the back, that's had some work done to it at some point, maybe repainted, but it's lost all its shine, so it's sort of very matte at the moment. So I say it is a 2009 TTS. It's done 125,000 miles, and it's 2 litre TFSI. So it has had some modifications, which let me show you. So spin you round. So it's had obviously new wheels on it. It's been lowered as well, so it's had the Bilstein shocks put on, so it's had those done as well. It's pretty standard all the way round, so standard rear exhaust, double exhaust, same man, nice chipped wheel. Also coat the front as well, bastards. And then we've got the front end as well. So I'm very undecided on whether to do the black grille or whether to keep it chrome, keep it original. I actually quite like it original, but not everybody does, do they? But I'm undecided. And then under the engine, it's had a few modifications. So it's had a cam follower, and it's also had a recirculation valve as well. It's also had a anti-roll bar, a bigger one, fitted as well to it. So I think the guy said he's done more on like handling side of it rather than like performance wise, but we have got a new air filter, a RamAir filter, just arrived this morning, that we will be fitting. So that will get fitted possibly this afternoon, and will be in part of this video. Yeah, so that's pretty much it really. Oh, let me show you the inside. So it's got the black and red interior, which I absolutely love. Does need a hoover again. So yeah, and it's pretty clean in there. Like there's no rips or anything on the seats. It's just a really nice place to be when you're driving. There is a slight squeak coming from the back end every now and then. It's not all the time, but it's every now and then, so we're going to have to get it up on the ramp and have a look at that. But yeah, so this is the new car. We are hoping to do some modifications. To say we've got the air filter, so that's going to be added on next, and then we will do some paintwork on the car. I may look at getting a new exhaust, and I need a bit more of a grunt. It sounds nice, but I just need a bit more of a grunt with it. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the moment, and obviously the repair work to the other side. But other than that, other than sort of a few age-related marks, I mean, you've got like this in the door. I don't know if anyone can suggest anything to get those out. I know there's scratches off people's rings, and I've got this as well under here, like all black. But to be honest, it's probably going to get repainted anyway, because the rear bumper needs repainting, the door needs repainting, so we may as well just paint the whole thing.
How about new?
But yeah, that is the car at the moment as it stands. I absolutely love it. I think it's just such a good looking car. Yeah, I'm just undecided at the moment what modifications to do to it. We've definitely got the RamAir, and then I don't know about an exhaust, but how beautiful. So I think in the next part of the video you're going to see us fitting the air filter, and yeah, we'll see you then.
Okay, so we're going to go with fitting the new RamAir induction kit. Quite a simple task, so it just starts off with undoing the 2 screws on the front panel and removing the cold air intake. The next part is just get hold of the 2 spring clamps, remove them, and then the plastic pipe will just pull off each side and then just remove it from the engine bay. So once the airbox is out of the way, it gives you access to the airflow meter, only held on by 2 screws, so it's nice and simple. Just remove that, and then we will be using that in the induction kit a little bit later on. So now we're just removing the 3 plastic mounts that go in the bottom of the airbox, and that will be replaced by the big metal heat shield for the new induction kit. Now it's time to take the airflow meter or MAF sensor and fit that back into the heat shield, held on by just 2 10mm bolts, which is supplied in the kit. So fitting the new metal tray, it's held in by 2 bolts. I didn't film that, they've sort of like buried down the back, you can't quite see them, but it is just 2 little Allen keys that are holding that in place. The silicone pipe that goes in place, again, it's just two big Jubilee clips, as you can see, and then the actual air filter itself, it's got the little silicone pipe on the end of it, and then inside the silicone pipe it has a reducer pipe just to make it a little bit smaller for where it fits onto the MAF sensor. and then it's just two Jubilee clips there. As I tighten this one up, it sort of pulls the pipe off. It's a little bit tight from where the bolts are, so I did realign that later on. Yeah, it's a little bit fidgety because of where the 2 bolts stick out from the MAF sensor. But other than that, everything else is quite easy and quite a simple fit. So that's just the last Jubilee clips being tightened up, and that's the full kit fitted. Like I say, a really easy kit to install, and I'd recommend anyone that's looking to do an induction kit on the car to do it themselves. This took me literally 15 minutes to install, and then it's just a case of fitting the cold air intake back on, and that's it, job done. And as you can see, it sounds a lot better.